Ivory. How you doing? I'm Jalen Green from the Nocturnal.
Hey, cool, cool. Well, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So you have this, debut album about to come out. How does that feel? Sounds very exciting.
It's definitely exciting. It's one thing like to be a part of like so many great artists' career as a songwriter and a producer, but like to actually drop my own project, it's like big butterflies and so much excitement. You know what I'm saying? To like finally get a world, a full picture of who Ivory Scott is as an artist. So I'm excited about it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you go from songwriting for this incredible amount of people. I mean, you go from Beyonce to Ed Sheeran to Madonna, how does it feel to finally be like, I'm putting something for myself out?
Man, it honestly it feels like I don't know, like you have layers of yourself that you peel back. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like songwriting was a layer that I had to peel back, and be who I needed to be as a songwriter. And I feel like this is a new layer that I'm peeling on myself, in my many endeavors in life. I'm excited about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to give them me. A lot of times, when I go in a booth, I'm a really tailor-made songwriter. So like if I'm writing for Beyonce, it's for Beyonce and Beyonce only. If I'm writing for Don Toliver, it's for Don Toliver only. So it's like this is for me only. So I when I walk in a booth, I get to tell stories about things that I went through in my life that are very personal to me and that I know people have gone through in their life too. So I'm excited about that. Like definitely.
Nice. And this album is called Mud, Music You Desire. Can you give us a little bit of description or what people can, expect from that? You have these amazing features on it. What is this album going to be like?
Well, this album is gonna be like, like I've written like for a lot of different artists, you know what I'm saying? So this album is gonna just imagine like, all those different elements, like with the hip hop, with R&B, with, you know, all different like blends of different type of music. You got your super woke. I always like to like consider myself being a woke artist. That's fun. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm excited. So a lot of different elements. We got some cold features on there. We got my boy Two Chains on the project, Young Blue on the project, Tink, my sister Tink, Queen Naja, Kevin Gates, of course. So it's a movie. It's definitely a movie.
No, for sure. And I listened. I mean, this being your debut album, how did you go about picking who you wanted to be on this first album of yours? I'm sure it was like, I want it to be perfect, or this is me stepping out as an artist.
Man, like honestly, like I've like I've had the final 15 and scrapped them. I've had them again and scrapped them. I've rewrote verses. I've flipped the table over. You know what I'm saying? Like, and choosing an artist that are actually featured on the project was like easy because like these artists, a lot of are some of the artists that I worked with and helped me in my songwriting career, and also like as an artist have always inspired me to like be an artist. Like anytime I went in a session with Chains or with Queen or with T, they're like, Ivory, when you dropping your own project, when you doing it, and I'm always like kicking shit about it, like I ain't gonna do it, I'm good. But like getting pushed by people that have made it successfully as artists is like, how could you not? How could you sit back and be like, oh, let me sit on these eggs?
No, absolutely. You have to take advantage of that moment. I mean, how long have you been songwriting?
Man, I honestly don't remember when I first started songwriting, but I got my first publishing deal in like 2019.
Okay.
APG in 2019. Started working with Internet Money. Did a lot of like indie or like Trippy Reds, early stuff, and then like it's just kind of like flourished into what it is now. But I've always been with songwriting. Like that's always been my way to communicate.
Nice. And it's really cool to see, like how you like stick through with it. Like now look at you in 2025, Mud's about to come out. You have a single called It's 99 Times. And
Yeah.
I really love that song. I just feel like it's such a motivational song to tell people to like just keep going. Can you tell us your perspective on writing that and what that song means to you?
Yeah, like I feel like 99 Times really embodies the energy of the album. Like, the album when I first like titled the album, it was Mud Motivation. And like, 99 Times is like we've all been there and we gonna be there again. Like we all been to that place in our life where it's like, man, I wanna quit. Like I remember like working like a construction job and still chasing music, but then quitting so many nights, waking up saying, you know, this I can't do it. Come home working 16-hour days, still chasing music. It's like it seemed impossible. The people in the business seemed impossible to reach, and but God has favor on my life. But I had to keep getting up that 99 times. God can have the door to open for me, but if I don't keep getting up and keep saying, you know what if I'd have just not got up on number 98 or number 50? There's so many people in the world that just don't get up again or quit when they almost where they about to be. So like that's what this whole album is. It's different waves of that. And of course there's records on there like that are fun, but like it's all like motivation, what I'm saying, to strive for something bigger than yourself.
Nice. And would you say, I mean, there's so much going on in the world right now. Would you say this is definitely an album for people they can listen to just, like you said, be motivated or just feel uplifted to keep going?
Or that's what my whole purpose is to be an artist. Like, I could have sat back and just wrote songs for artists and lived a very fruitful life and stayed behind the scenes and been good. But like it wasn't until I realized, where the world is going, where culture is going that like an artist like Ivory Scott is needed, to be able to like not just motivate, artists, but just motivate men to be men, motivate entrepreneurs to be entrepreneurs, to be risk takers, to go get what you want, man. Like you can't like this if this is the only life that you have, you might as well max out.
Absolutely. And, can you tell us a little about when is this going to drop? When can people expect this? How soon is this coming out?
Album drops March 28th.
Okay. Okay. And
Hey,
when,
know how to let you know how long we've been holding on to this album. We were supposed to drop in the fall of last year. We just held back and just, of course, with the success of the records like Real and 99 Times, it's like, and Cheese, it's like, sometimes labels going to, get all the meat off the bone, you know what I'm saying? But it's time. The album's coming, March 28th.
nice. So after this album comes out, can people expect like a tour? Can we expect, to see you a couple places performing it?
Definitely, I can't wait. That's a whole nother element, like that I love to perform. It's my favorite part of this. You know what I'm saying? Being able to actually get out and touch the people is like that's really what's coming. So definitely, I'm gonna be hopping on tours with a lot of my peers and colleagues and stuff like that during the spring and the summer. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna get outside. We gonna touch the people, and we really gonna see. So I'm
That's
excited.
That's awesome. I mean, what do you really hope people responses to them as you essentially almost like breaking out as an artist? Like you're not behind, you're still writing, but this is all you like on the front line. How do you hope people take it?
Honestly, I hope they take it and make themselves better. Like that's what it's about for me. It ain't about like the gratification of people saying, "Hey, look, it's Ivory Scott. He's successful. He's a famous artist." It's more so like to hear a song that impacts their life. I feel like that's what's missing in music. Music that really impacts you and makes you feel like, "Damn, I could do it," or "Damn, like." What I'm saying? It ain't over. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so many times, man, I've been down in the dirt and just felt like it was over. I remember when I was living in LA, sleeping in my car, and I remember like waking up, like in a car, you know what I'm saying? And like thinking to myself, like, what am I doing? Like, what am I chasing? You know what I'm saying? And if I would have just stopped and said, forget it, let me just go back home to Chicago and do whatever or get a job or do whatever, right? I wouldn't be here, and so many people's lives wouldn't be changed. Like, think about the songs that I've written that have changed our artist's life and all the people around them. So if I don't get up and keep going, then purpose falls on other people's lives too. So sometimes purpose is to get somebody else to their purpose, and that's what I want, out of my music.
Yeah, and what would you say has kept you motivated? I mean, is it a certain like artist, R&B or like rap artist that you're like maybe inspired you to be like, oh, I can be just like them or be in the same space like them?
I feel like it's the lack of, opposed to like seeing somebody and saying, "Yo, I want to be, that person," but seeing a lack in the culture of what we need as a part of our culture. Like I think about all the artists that my parents had that inspired them and made them feel like, they can get up and go and strive, in a world that's so heavy on the left. You know what I'm saying? So it's like That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it's about for me.